Hey everyone, it's Kyle from Kool Collectibles. It's been a while since I've done one of these G1 retrospective looks at my original toys, and it was recently the actual 30th anniversary of the showing of the cartoon on American TV screens at least. So I thought I'd hurry up and do another one, and I realised I hadn't done one on the Seekers that I've got left, and these are the three Seekers that I still have from my original collection. I can't actually remember having any other ones, and how I got this Ramjet I'm still not quite sure, but as always my old toys were bought for us, for myself and my brother, back in the day by our grandfather, and it was always one for him and one for me. So Thundercracker here was his and Starscream was mine, and as you can see, mine's probably a little bit worse for wear. Kids being kids, I guess. I remember sticking pencils into these little holes here to break the stickers there, which in hindsight was probably a little bit stupid, which I got Ramjet when I was probably a couple of years older than Starscream, and didn't end up doing that for this one. So, and I've still got the little yellow sticker on the eyes as well. So these two at least I think were part of the original Diaclone line, the F-15 Robo I think they called it. I'm not quite sure what names they had specifically for the characters, or if it was just some sort of fighting jet name or something like that. But these two at least were the original Diaclone jets, and I think I read somewhere that Skywarp was never, the colorway for Skywarp was never actually released in the Diaclone line. It was straight for the American Transformers release. And these, the cone heads themselves with dirge and thrust as well, were also specifically designed for the Transformers line, so not part of the Diaclone. But I still love these guys. I guess compared to today, they're probably one of the least articulated figures out of the original G1 line. But just the iconic colors and so on now are just perfect for me. I love the die-cast casing here, with the red, and so all the G1 toys had at least some component of die-cast in them, from my memory anyway. And all of these guys have the nice sort of painted black or red, and I guess in Thundercracker's case here the silver. So even the silver after 30 odd years is still in pretty good nick. The plastic here on Thundercracker I particularly like. It's got a nice sort of, if I can just grab that off, it's got a nice sort of metallic finish to it that sort of glistens there. So I really wish they would use some more of this sort of quality plastic, as opposed to trying to paint things or just using fairly bland plastic. So these guys, I guess a lot of the G1 toys were all focused around parts forming and changing things out and so on. So it's not like the toys of today where they try to integrate the whole transformation into one. So you need to sort of swing these and take these off and all that sort of stuff. Take the hands off to do the transformation. But overall, for a toy that came out in probably the early or late 70s, early 80s, I'm trying to find if there's like a Takara label. There it is. So this one here, for example, is Takara 1980 and 1983, and these variants do have the Hasbro label on them. So Japan, so I guess that was patented back in 1980. So yeah, so for a toy that's 34 odd years old, that's pretty damn incredible. And I guess when the cone heads came out, I guess they didn't bother trying to figure out a design, or I guess you could just lift it up and do that. So I guess that was one way that they wanted to differentiate the cone heads in I think it was the second season. And again, I guess the way they designed the wings on these guys, it was easy enough for the toys, but for masterpiece figures, I think that's where the main difficulty has come in the transformation, because they do like to try and keep everything integrated in and trying to keep these legs, these wings, sorry, connected to the legs as they were in the cartoon, as opposed to these where they're now sort of connected to the back in the Masterpiece line. I think that's probably contributed to the delay, I think, in releasing the rest of the Seekers. But I'll just grab the Masterpiece figures just to give you guys a quick comparison between the new and old. Just hold on a second. Alright, so here's the Masterpiece MP11 Starscream figure, and if you just sort of compare that to that, you can sort of see how far they've come in 30 odd years, and it's pretty impressive if you ask me. You know, I look at this figure now, you know, I guess there are still collectors out there that complain about the overall aesthetic and so on, but I look at these Masterpiece figures and that just looks like it's, you know, stepped out of the cartoon for me. I guess the only complaint that you could possibly have that I could possibly have for this figure is maybe the plastic could have been painted a bit more. But overall, this figure, as a representation of G1 Starscream, is the best I've come across. And as an upgrade to this, I mean, I love this one just for, you know, pure nostalgic reasons. But and I would never sell my G1 Transformers, but I love having both variants now, and just seeing how far they've come. It'll be incredible to see what they can come up with in, you know, even 5 to 10 years from now. Now I've got I'll just get this guy out the way. I've also got the Sunstorm MP11S, so you can sort of get a feel for, you know, the difference there. It's still got the iconic, you know, F-15 look to it. I mean, to me, the Seekers will always be F-15 jets, no matter, you know, what F-22 Raptors or whatever else they can sort of dream up. But even just looking at the underside here, you can sort of see how awesome things have come. So I'm definitely glad I came across the Masterpiece line, you know, probably 2 or 3 years ago, because just as, you know, continuing on that G1 love, there's no better line than Masterpiece. So you know, in 30 years time we'll be talking about these guys as vintages as opposed to these ones, and hopefully the new Masterpiece line last as long as these, because even after 30 odd years, overall I think they're still in pretty amazing condition. You know, if I could get new stickers or whatever, I could pretty much make these guys look as good as they did as I opened up the box. So that's pretty incredible if you ask me. So that's pretty much it. That's all I've got to say about the Seekers that I've got. I hope you guys like that quick look. I've got a few others that I've got to do in this sort of vintage retrospective with Constructicons and Insecticons and a whole bunch of other figures as well. So stay tuned for that. Click that subscribe button if you'd like to hear my ramblings. And I'll try and upload a few more reviews coming up soon. There will be definitely the Wheeljack review coming up next week, as mine's just shipped on Friday, so I should get it early next week. So definitely stay tuned for that. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.